Hi, it's Karen with Empowering to Health, and I am here today to talk about the sun. Depending on where you live, summer has finally arrived, especially here in the northern part of the United States. And that means we have more sunshine. And so every day we should be getting outside to enjoy the sun a little bit, no matter where you live, and expose our skin to some of that sunlight. Um, Vitamin D is a hormone and is actually not a vitamin. And that's because our body produces it in response to sunlight. So vitamin D's role is include maintaining healthy bones and teeth, influencing the development of brain cells, promoting wound repair, stimulating the development of regulatory immune cells that prevent immune reactions from getting out of control, and then even just aiding our immune cells to help fight those foreign invaders to keep us healthy. Vitamin D deficiency is related to many diseases, and we often hear that if our levels are low, it can lead to illness. However, there is research showing that the opposite is happening, that the disease actually leads to the low levels. So it's important to get outside in the sunshine and allow our body to ultimately produce some vitamin D and store it. Yes, our body does store vitamin D. When you've got a tan, that means you've got some stored. People who live at higher latitudes farther from the equator and see less sun are not getting outdoors enough when the sun is shining to make enough vitamin D to store for those winter months. People in general have also transitioned from an outdoor to an indoor-based lifestyle, which also limits that production and storage. So vitamin D supplementation is available, but the research is pretty strong that it is not a substitute for being outside. And there is some research showing that it can also cause harm, that it is not a substitute for being outside. And there is some research showing that it can also cause harm. So vitamin D production is not equated to being out in the sun. A lot of people avoid the sun due to the fear of skin cancer. Marketing for the sunscreen industry has convinced us that any exposure to the sun can be harmful. An article in the British Journal of Dermatology states that skin cancer is actually overdiagnosed. More screening is taking place, but mortality remains steady. And lesions that aren't necessarily cancer are being classified as cancer. And then the researchers say people are being told to avoid the sun and wear sunscreen. These same authors also found that most lesions that were considered skin cancer were not on the areas of the body typically exposed to the sun. So what does cause skin cancer is a poor diet, lack of hydration, weight status, inflammation, stress, and exercise habits, just to name a few. So being outdoors and not getting sunburn is what is harmful. So at the beginning of the summer, if you're going out without sunscreen, pace yourself when going out in the sun. Start with a small amount of time without that sunscreen and then gradually increase your exposure. And this amount is going to vary from person to person, so you're going to have to monitor how your skin is reacting to the sun. Then seek out shade to continue spending time outdoors or wear light protective clothing. The goal is to develop a healthy looking tan. This results in producing and storing that vitamin D for the seasons when the sun seems to disappear. And we need to do this without sunscreen because otherwise the important rays that help us produce that vitamin D are going to be blocked from getting into our bodies. So in the end, I encourage you to look at the relationship you have with the sun and learn to use its health promoting properties while finding a balance with its damaging effects. Dr. Sunshine affects our health in many positive ways, from improving our immune systems to our mental health. And I've got that before, so this is just kind of a reminder. The sun can't do it alone, though. So use this as one part of a healthy lifestyle while including exercise, stress reduction, and that whole food, plant-based eating pattern. Well, before you go out and spend some time in the sun, I do encourage you to like this video, Share it with other people if you think they might enjoy it, and subscribe to this channel. And so until next time, be healthy.